First, you got to give a round of applause to Keegan Hatton for coming up here, starting things off. Like you said, we've been trying to get this going for a long time, and yeah, I'm super proud of him. And one thing I was thinking the whole time he was playing was like, man, like he's got so much self confidence to be up here doing this in this capacity at 18. When I was 18, I was still having to be talked into it, and people having to nudge me in that direction to like start doing it, even start singing. So, round of applause for Keegan. Also, Keegan and I, we became fraternity brothers this year. He is part of Tau Kappa Epsilon at Eastern Kentucky University, and I was there. I was with Teak at Northern Kentucky University. So it's funny. I saw on his Instagram. I was kind of just going through, and I was like, looks like he's pledging a fraternity. And then when I like kind of was seeing some of the things in the background, I was like, that some of that stuff looks familiar. I was like, I texted him. I was like, are you Russian Teak? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, what? And so then started telling him. I told him everything I could tell him at the time, with him not being an initiated member yet. And then once he initiated, then we were just back talking about some of this stuff. And so it's cool to have that bond, not only from Carrollton but also Teak as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna start off doing a couple songs that I wrote that are not on the album. All right, this first song is called Balance. So I wrote this song kind of under the guise of like talking about a relationship, but really that was just a metaphor. It's kind of like just having balance. I think I wrote this like 10 years ago or so, and it was really just a metaphor for like balance in the world, balance, the world being so divisive, and that is really more gray area than what we are able to think about at times, or what we're being told, what's being projected out there. So the song is called Balance. Yin yang, separate to me plain. I just can't do the same old thing. I need balance in my life. I'm tired of the strife. I'm just hoping that it comes out right. I need balance. All in the world that I need is balance. Girl, can you give me balance? All in the world that I need is balance. You can hear it when I speak. My soul got your soul feeling weak. I need balance in your life. You're tired of the strife. Let me know and I can make you feel nice. I can give you a balance. All in the world that you need is balance. Girl, I can give you a balance. All in the world that you need is balance. I can give you what you want. You can show me what I need. Teach you how to hold it in. Show me how to be free. It's my message to the world until the end of time. We just have to keep in mind that all we need is balance. All in the world that we need is balance. Just a little balance. Everybody in the world could use a little balance. Oh, just a little balance. Thank you. One thing I've been trying to make myself do more with doing original music shows is I'm trying to force myself to talk a little bit more. I want to connect with the audience more. I was kind of like coached early on to be like, oh, okay, no dead space, one song after another, and after a while, I was like, man, I feel like I'm like being a human jukebox. I feel like only gets you so far. Like to do this, to want to do this as a living, try to do this as a living. I feel like it takes more than just catchy songs. It takes intentional effort to try to connect to everyone that comes to see it. And so I'll just say that just, if I start rambling a little bit, it's all right. All right, this next song, an unreleased song. I'm just gonna hop right to it. I'm gonna get right to it. So this song is called "The Best Movie Ever," and I wrote this song about my girlfriend, Pam. Yeah. And so this song, she introduced an artist to me called the Suitcase Junket. If you've never heard of the Suitcase Junket, please look him up. He's awesome. And it was a song called 10 Rivers. And when I heard it, I just kind of immediately got this imagery of like being kind of out in a field or like on a patio or something, looking out into a field, and there are string lights that are dimly lit, and I saw Pam's face smiling at me in this vision, and the way I see things sometimes is like movies. I think I really like movies, like the cinematography of it and everything. So I'll think of moments like it'll be in my head like, oh, this would make a cool movie scene. So, we were listening to the song 10 Rivers, and we were in our kitchen and just kind of slow dancing to it. And it's just about in my head, it's like, all right, that's the best movie ever. And so, I wrote this song. It's unfinished, but I say it's just a perfectionist in me talking. Like I think it's finished, but. Your suitcase full of melodies. My mind faded into a movie scene. The new film score calls out to me. Fluffy visions of a summer night, dimly lit by strings of light. Excuse me while I create the rest of this scene. First person lens I'm looking through, an out of focus face comes into view. Her smile makes the crickets start to sing. Put the suitcase on your table. Before I knew it, I was able to express myself in a way that was unforeseen. We held each other tight, and by the end of the night, we had lived the best movie I've ever seen. We had lived the best movie I've ever seen. Put that suitcase on your table. Before I knew it, I was able to express myself in a way that was unforeseen. We held each other tight, and by the end of the night, we had lived the best movie I've ever seen. We had lived the best movie I've ever seen. That suitcase on your table. Before I knew it, I was able to express myself in a way that was unforeseen. We held each other tight. By the end of the night, we had lived the best movie I've ever seen. We had lived the best movie I've ever seen. Thank you. Definitely not. I'm gonna put that on the upcoming project. All right, so I'm gonna get into Counting Green Cars. So yeah, Counting Green Cars. It's out everywhere, all streaming. We took pre-orders for CDs and vinyl. Those are gonna be in a couple months. So the first song on the album is called Red. Ironically, Counting Green Cars. First song, track 1 is Red. I'll explain the whole concept of counting green cars as we keep going. So red is my favorite color, and to me, red represents a lot of things. It can be a color of anger. Also, for me, it's a color of confidence. There's certain things if I see in red, like clothing items, I'm like, oh, like that would, like I have these shoes on. But if you give me these exact same shoes and they're red, it's just like something about it is like, oh, it's and so I wrote this song, in reflection of a relationship that went sour, and how that relationship really wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Kind of things that were deceitful things going on, but it was like a reflection of what I felt in that relationship. The feelings were true, but then also being on the other side of it, being like, yeah, like it's this wasn't it. I have another song that kind of has that same vibe to it too. It's the college year is kind of a running theme here. But I got Red for you here. I once held you while you in a blood moon overhead, but the flame that lit that spark has burned out dead. My life without you, I used to think I would dread. Now the notion, now the thought, all I see is red. Red like that dress, red like your lips, red like the paint on your fingertips, red like fire rising above, red like passion, baby, red like my love. A tongue so sweet, I'd believe every word that was said. Now the notion, now the thought, all I see is red. Red like that dress, red like your lips, red like the paint on your fingertips. Alright, red like fire rising above, the notion, not a thought. It's got me seeing red. Red like that dress, red like your lips, red like the paint on your fingertips. Alright, red like fire, rising above. Red like passion, baby, red like my love. Red like my love, red like my love, red like my love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Another song about college days. Will You Be Mine? I wrote this song while I was on a field trip in college my freshman year in the Appalachian Mountains. We were at Hazard, Kentucky, and I had a good friend in the class, and you know how that goes. You have a good friend, and then it turns into a crush, whatever. And so I wrote this song. I brought my guitar with me, and I wrote this song, and then I eventually told her how I was feeling, and she ended up letting me down easy. She was already dating somebody else in the class, but everything works out for a reason. And so, yeah, this is that song about just being in the Appalachians and looking up. Everybody went up to the fire tower after the first hike. These were now I feel like I'm a hiking aficionado now, and I've been doing a lot of hiking. Pam and I have been doing a lot of hiking, and then recently we just went to the Smoky Mountains, and we did a backpacking trip. My very first backpacking trip. There was an alert that we got that there were it was high bear activity like a week before we went, but we were like, well, we're going anyway. Like, what's the odds? Well, I'll tell you about the odds. The odds are that 10 minutes into the trail, we see two babies run across, and so we're like, oh, we need to stop because the babies are following mom. And so we stopped, and then that was cool, and it was raining, which I like the rain, so I didn't care. And so then we get 5 minutes from our campsite, and we hear a low rumble, like a really low rumbling sound. And then I'm thinking, nah, surely that's not a bear. No way. And then we hear it a second time right after that. And then Pam says, bear. And I was like, and I played it cool. I'm not worried about being macho. I'm just trying not to make sure I don't freak out and scare other people. So I kept it together, but my legs were so wobbly and shaky when she said bear. And it took off running, and we started yelling, hey, bear, get out of there. And then we get around, and there's another a camper that comes that was by herself. She's like, are you guys staying at this site? We're like, yeah. She's like, I'm so glad. I'm the only one here. I saw bears earlier, and I scared them off, but I was thinking about just going home. And the lady, she kept saying, if you guys leave, I'm going to leave with you. And so we get to our site, and we're ready to start the tent, and then the clouds just open up torrential. It was like steady rain. This was a downpour. And then we got to set up the tent in the rain. Pam says I was helping. I feel like I wasn't because I was like, what do you need me to do? What can I do this? And then my fingers were slipping on the stuff, but she was very positive. And so yeah, and then we ended up, that was my first backpacking trip. And but I'd go again. I'd do it all over again. And Pam suggested. She said, "Hey, we're gonna go to a place where there's not bears next time." I'm like, "Hey, that's cool with me." But anywho, I got off subject. But yeah. So will you be mine in the forest, in the Appalachians? are my oasis in a concrete desert. You are the blue sky shining through the trees. I don't know if it could get any better than having you right here, riding it out with me. What I really wanna say is what you mean to me. Really wanna show you what we could be. I'll climb the highest peak, ain't no mountain that's too high. What I really wanna know is, will you be mine? Now when the trail ends and the bitter cold takes over, and the darkness makes it hard to see, the thought of you, girl, that keeps me from slowing. You fill my head with soothing melodies. What I really wanna say is what you mean to me. Really wanna show you what we could be. Climb the highest peak, ain't no mountain that's too high. What I really wanna know is, will you be mine? When the wind gets to blowing and you don't know which way you're going, think of me, it'll ease your mind. Soon enough you'll see that you're happiest with me. I'll love you to the end of time. So will you be mine? So I really wanna show you what we could be. I'll climb the highest peak, ain't no mountain that's too high. What I really wanna know is, will you be mine? Will you be mine? Mine. Thank you. This song, this is track 4 on Counting Green Cars. Sorry, this is track 3. 4th song of the night, track 3. This is called Bittersweet Goodbye. So this is that other song that kind of the same subject matter, different source, but it's about being glad. This is more so like, I'm actually really glad this is over. But there were a few good things, so it's a little bittersweet, but glad this is over. Quick little tune up here. Like Keegan said, this is a necessary part of any singer-songwriter that's playing a guitar. I will let you guys in on a little bit on a secret. People that don't have to tune, it's only in the movies. That is the magic of Hollywood. Or as Jimi Hendrix once said in a live show, only the cowboys stay in tune all night. There we go. Sun in her hands and the sky would follow soon. But then she stole the night, she took a flight and she left to kiss the moon. my shadows form, and to keep me company late at night. And although she go, I know that now I'll be alright. Even though you lie, it's a bittersweet goodbye. Even though you cry, it's a bittersweet goodbye. Firefly, she floats in the wind, and she beckons me with a dance. I'm now over you, we're through, you don't get a second chance, no. Even though you lie, it's a bittersweet goodbye. Even though you cry, it's a bittersweet goodbye. You left your home, and that's okay, baby. And now you roam, and you'll find another man, maybe. That's alright, 'cause even though you lie, it's a bittersweet goodbye. Even though you cry, it's a bittersweet goodbye. So goodbye, bye, goodbye, goodbye, bye, goodbye, goodbye, bye, goodbye, goodbye, bye, goodbye, goodbye. Thank you. I don't know if I've publicly said, not that I was hiding it or anything, I just never really thought to publicly say the words in the chorus, even though you lie, bittersweet goodbye, even though you cry. It's like a college relationship that only lasted a couple months, and essentially I got cheated on, and a friend of mine was at the same party that it happened and reported back to me. He's like, hey, this is what went down. So then when I confronted the girl, she said it didn't happen. And I was like, kind of got caught red-handed. And then that's when the waterworks started, where it was like, oh, well, it's kind of got twisted back like it was my fault somehow. So that's how, even though you lie, bittersweet goodbye, even though you cry. And if I did have to pat myself on the back, I was like I like that. I think, it's kind of clever, I kind of like taking, there's a theme where I kind of like taking, subject matter that's maybe not the happiest, but putting like a really happy beat and chord progression on it. Okay, so now we got The Reckoning. Not necessarily happy, and the chords, the arrangement isn't happy either, which was on purpose. This is like a frustration song. This is you counted me out. I put my trust in somebody, and thought that everything was on the up and up, and wasn't a romantic relationship. And sometimes it can be even family, and you just think, hey, they got my best interest in hand. They told me so, and then you find out, I'm kind of being used as a scapegoat or an alibi in certain situations. So I wrote this song called The Reckoning. Like, I will get through this, and you're gonna hear from me again. thought it was the end of me, that there wasn't nothing left to see, that you left me here in misery. Damn, you didn't care for me, but I got news for ya. I got news for ya. Well, I was there when you said you needed to hide. I was there by your side, provided the alibi. But I got news for you. I said I'm coming for ya. I got news for you. I said I'm coming for ya. Well, I was there when you told the white lies. I was there by your side, even when they grew in size. But I got news for you. I said I'm coming for ya. I got news for you. I said I'm coming for ya. I got news for you. I said I'm coming for you. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to say, if y'all feeling good, if y'all had a good time with Keegan and having a good time with now, let me hear you say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what we like to hear. How could I be remiss? All right, so this next song is called Creative Junkie. So I'm going to start talking a little bit about what green cars is, what it means to me. So green cars, counting green cars, it's a concept I got from my therapist. So what I've been trying to do is speak openly, speak candidly about seeing a therapist and everything. I have an anxiety disorder that I've had since I'll say I was diagnosed in college on medication for, which is kind of ironic, right? Musician having anxiety disorder, and it's like, talk about throwing yourself in the line of fire. But it's something that I deal with. I'm sure a lot of people deal with, whether diagnosed or not. And I came to my therapist and I was like, I'm thinking of the worst case scenarios all the time. And she said, well, that's called confirmation bias. If you're thinking of the worst case, then that's probably what you're going to find. You're going to find a way to find that. And she said, we need to find a way to trick your brain out of doing that. And so she said, green cars are among the least common car color on the road. And she said, I want you to count green cars as you're driving. They're going to represent positive thoughts. Not any specific positive thought, just positive, the idea of a positive thought. And as you're counting those cars, next thing you know, whatever negative thing you're thinking about, you're probably going to say to yourself, what was I thinking about? And it's not meant to be a cure-all. It doesn't cure anxiety or depression, but it's worth it even to give yourself even a moment's break from those negative thoughts. And I've found that in those moments, I can reframe things and try to think about the solution instead of just solely focusing on the problem. So I wrote a song about that called "Green Cars," and I decided, you know what, that's going to be the idea of the album overall, the theme. And with releasing music, there's a lot of negative thoughts, self doubt. Um, you know, uh, was it the fraud? You think of yourself? Was it impersonation, imposter syndrome? Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And so there's a lot of that goes on, and all this music, like I probably should have, could have, would have released it years ago. But the reframing, counting green cars, is like, well, it wasn't meant to be. Now's the time. I'm in a different state of mind. Not saying I don't still have moments, but like this is the time it was supposed to happen. So this song is probably the one of the most vulnerable songs I've written on this album. It's called "Creative Junkie," and this song is about how I went through a period after getting regulated on medication and not being in the throes of anxiety and depression. Honestly, I feel like man, my creativity's gone. Like I told myself that was my fuel for writing and writing poetry and everything. And I got sad about it. Like God, like what? Started thinking like, what am I without anxiety and depression? I'm not a creative. And so this song is about facing that and realizing like, no, that's not it. The creativity's there, blessed enough to have it, and it's just takes nurturing and patience. And I wrote it in a way intentionally that, to make it seem like the depression was like a substance that I was abusing. And hopefully maybe if anybody's been through any sort of, not just any sort of addiction, whether it be substance abuse or, if it's food, if it's addiction of negative thoughts, that maybe this can be a song that, just it's everybody can relate to. So this is called Creative Junkie. I tingle at the taste, inject into my veins. Thought it opened my eyes, thought it fueled my brain. Darkness was my drug, and I used it well. Hid the pain so no one could tell. I can paint with words, I could draw with sounds, but without my vice, felt my world tumbling down. I would float now. I know, oh, now I know it wasn't so. Thank you. On the album, so the next song is called "I've Got a Thing for You," and coincidentally, it's in the same key as "Creative Junkie," and so it was, so nicely pointed out to me by some of the guys in my band, like, you wrote this song in A flat, and this song's in A flat, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it is. So I decided, I was like, I'm gonna run those songs right into each other and have it be like seamless on streaming and on CDs. So on the CD, it'll go right into this next song, which is "I've Got a Thing for You," which I wrote, and it's like I really didn't have anything or anyone particular in mind when I wrote this song. It was just a thing where it's like, man, this would be cool if I did have someone to say this to. And then, so, I wrote it and got it finished up, and now, like, now I do. And so, yeah, this song is called "I've Got a Thing for You." I've got a thing for you, baby. I've got a thing for you, baby. What could I say? What do you want to hear? Should I tell you that your aura's blazing bright, that it draws me near? 'Cause I've got a thing for you, baby. I've got a thing for you, baby. I've got a thing for you, baby. And I don't know what to do. The stars, they just spoke to me. They've aligned, said we're meant to be. Ooh, I hope I get the chance to steal one moment, to steal one glance. I've got a thing for you, baby. I've got a thing for you, baby. It's true, baby. I've got a thing Yep. All right, man. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see. Let's do. I'm gonna skip ahead. We're gonna do a song called Port William. So I also wanted to shout out. Red is getting played on WFPK right now, Louisville. It's been on WYSO in Yellow Springs, Ohio, near Dayton, and in Haler Radio in Cincinnati. I think they're WGUC, and then also Port William has been on all those as well. They've picked up both songs, so I'm super excited about that. Quick little history lesson. I guess you didn't bargain for a history lesson, but so Carrollton, the original name of Carrollton was called Port William, and so that was like back in 1800s, and the name was changed to Carrollton in honor of the last living signer of the Declaration of Independence at the time, Charles Carroll, and so hence Carrollton. And so I just wanted to write a song that's a tribute to Carrollton. It was about fond memories growing up there along the river. My great grandparents lived on a road called Mound Hill Road, and so it's just the song's basically about the fact that you can always go home, and if you can't go home physically, you can at least go home via memory. So thank you guys for having me. Got some merch over here. Keegan's got some shirts as well. I got T-shirts, stickers. I'm putting together an email list, so if you that green paper there, that's a really cool setup there. Pam helped me make it. It's got lights I'm gonna turn on after I get done. And like I said, we got vinyl. We did vinyl pre-orders, a limited green vinyl. Those are going to be in soon. I know some of you here have bought those, and those. Thank you guys so much for the support. They come with a free CD, and happy to announce that I wanted to go at 100. We were going to sell. Needed to sell like 65, and we hit that goal. So thank you guys so much. So that means there's another 35 up for grabs as a gift to people that pre-ordered. Going forward now until they come in, we'll just be selling them by themselves, so they'll no longer come with a free CD. Just as a thank you for everybody that did the pre-order up until the album release. So you can get the vinyl pre-order technically for $30, and for an additional $12, you'll get you can get the CD as well. So thank you guys for that. All right, enough yapping. Port William. I've spent all my life living by the riverside, and the sweet perfume of the wild onions bloom. But you never know where the wind will blow. But no, it's true, I found my way back to you. I get such a thrill, think about that old Mount Hill, and the sweet perfume of the wild onions bloom. But you never know where the wind will blow. back to you. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.